Yes, Steve, a packed courtroom this afternoon as officials now have one person involved in the murder of Deputy Ned Byrd last week. But as officials said earlier, they're expecting to make more arrests. 29-year-old Arturo Marin-Sotelo walked in with a translator, choosing to have a court-appointed attorney the next time he's in court, which is in 3 weeks. The Burke County District Attorney Lauren Freeman says he's one of 2 people charged in that homicide, but the DA did not release the name of the second person nor confirm any specific information. But when Marin-Sotelo was arrested in Burke County on Tuesday, his brother Alder Alfonso Marin was also with him and was arrested. That brother's in federal custody on an unrelated charge. Meanwhile, the DA says they're working to get a warrant and a first court appearance set up for the second person who's unidentified. As we've heard before, this effort from law enforcement's been nonstop. Multiple agencies pitching in to help find those responsible for Byrd's death, including scrutinizing video, a key evidence in their search.
I think there's no question that, in an investigation like this, there are lots of things that we have available to us today that we may not have had available to us 10, 15, 20 years ago. And those things include, all kinds of stuff. But video certainly plays a very critical role in this type of investigation and often in these homicides.
And so again, the DA did not confirm if that second person is Marin-Sotelo's brother, but our sources say that they're both connected to the killing. Meanwhile, as for Marin-Sotelo and the possibility of the death penalty, Freeman says that they're looking at evidence and will be reviewing it before they determine that, and they anticipate an announcement on that in the coming days. Reporting in Raleigh, Cindy Bay, ABC 11 Eyewitness News.
Yeah, it appears technology did play a role, but we're working to learn exactly how the trail led to Marin-Sotelo. We'll continue that reporting through the evening here on Eyewitness News. Cindy, thank you.
And our team coverage continues with Akila Davis. Akila, you're seeing a lot of people streaming in as you keep a respectful distance, but you've been able to talk to some people who knew Deputy Byrd. What stories are you hearing?
Lauren, so many stories, and as you would expect, a heavy law enforcement presence here at the funeral home. Those law enforcement officers honoring one of their own. The mood here tonight, truly emotional, somber. We're not allowed on the property, but I wanted to show you video of family, friends, and colleagues arriving to pay their final respects to K-9 Deputy Ned Byrd. Friends say the 48-year-old was a kind soul who loved his job, his family, and especially his K-9 Sasha. One friend, Ryan Schmidt, told me they were gym mates turned roommates, and on tomorrow, he will eulogize his friend. Ryan told me he is so grateful to have had Deputy Byrd in his life. Here's how he wants everyone to remember him.
He ultimately gave his life, for a greater purpose than himself, serving his friends, his family, and our community. But I think those just small acts of kindness and loyalty to the people in his life, or even the people in our families that he had met briefly. If you met Ned or Deputy Byrd more than a minute or two, you'd remember him. And he was the kind of person where if you needed to call somebody at 3 o'clock in the morning to move a couch, or your tire blew out, and you could call Ned and he'd be there for you in a heartbeat.
And that friend Ryan also told me that he's grateful that an arrest has been made in connection to the case. He says this is what justice for Deputy Byrd looks like. As for the visitation here happening at the funeral home, it is set to wrap up at 8 tonight. We're live in Raleigh. Akila Davis, ABC 11 Eyewitness News.
Yeah, and authorities say arrests are not done. More could be made in the coming hours or days. Akila Davis, thank you.
And Deputy Byrd's funeral is tomorrow morning at 11 o'clock at Providence Baptist Church on Glenwood Avenue here in Raleigh. The service will be live streamed. You can watch it on ABC11.com and the ABC 11 North Carolina app.